Hello all, in day 5 we are going to learn the commands like arc and its types, hatch, scale and stretch. Let's learn these commands now. Let's start the arc command. To get the arc command, you can go to the draw panel and click on the arc, or else you can go with the shortcut that is A, enter. In the arc we have 11 methods. Depending on the requirement what we know, we select the particular method. The first one is 3 point. Click on that. You can select the first point, second point and third point. Go to the second method, that is start, center and end. You can assume that this is your start point or this is your start point. Click on the start point, center point and then end. So it is moving in a anti-clockwise direction. So now I am deleting this. Go to the third method, that is start, center and angle. When we know the start point, center point and also the angle, you can go to the third method. This is my start point and it is asking me to select the center, and now if I want to end up with the angle, that is you can say 45 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, whatever it may be. Now I am going with the angle 90, enter. Delete this one and go to the other method, that is center, start and length. Now I want to measure the distance between the start point to end point. For that I am using the distance command. Click the start point and then end point. Now the length of the arc is 14.14. So that we go to the fourth method, that is start, center and length. Click on the start point and then center point and give the length as 14.14, enter. Hit on delete. Then you go to the other method, that is start, end and angle. So when we know start and when we know end, and now how much bend you want to give, that is nothing but you have to give the angle. So you can give the angle depending on the requirement. You can go 45, 50, whatever it may be, how much bend you want. Select that arc and delete it. Go to the other method, that is start, end and direction. Click on the start point and this is your end point, and then so if you want to move it outside or inside depending on the requirement is nothing but we have to give the angle to bend. Select and hit. Go to the other method, that is your start, end and radius. I am clicking on the start and end. How much radius you know. Sometimes if you know the radius, then you can go with this method and give the radius whatever the amount you know. And select and hit delete. Go to the other method, that is your center, start, end. Now I am clicking the center as my first point and then start, and then you can where you want to end up it, you can click. Select and hit delete. Go to the one more method, that is center, start and end. Again I am clicking on the center and start and end. Select and delete. Go to the next method, that is center, start and angle. Click on the center and start and how much angle you want. You can give now 180 or 270, how much amount you want. Select and delete. Go to the 10th method, that is your center, start and length. Same thing, I am clicking the first point as my center point and start, and the length already we know that in the last time, that is 14.14, enter. So now if I want to continue the recent arc, then you have a continue option to continue it. So depending on the shape or else depending on the requirement, you can continue the recent arc like this. Arc is used to draw the swimming pool design and then landscape design as shown in the figure. Next command is hatch. To get the hatch command, you can go to the draw panel and click on the hatch, or else you go with the shortcut, that is H, enter. Hatch is used to fill an enclosed area or selected object with a hatch pattern, solid fill or gradient fill. make sure your geometry should be closed before going to apply the hatch command. In the hatch, we have three types, that is solid, gradient and pattern. Solid is nothing but you can fill up the geometry with a single color. So if you want to change the color of the hatch, you can go to the hatch color option and you can change the required color and then apply it to the closed geometry. So at a time also you can apply the different geometries and then close. So now I just do Ctrl Z to apply the pattern. Again I am going with the shortcut, that is H enter, and then now I am clicking on the gradient option. Gradient is nothing but you can combine any two colors. So here we have a two color option. By default we are having blue and yellow, but if you want to change the color 1 and gradient color 2, you can change it depending on the requirement and apply it to closed geometry. So once you apply, here we have advanced modifications like hatch transparency and angle. So if you want to make it light or if you want to decrease the transparency, you can just scroll up it or else you can enter the value. So here we have an angle of rotation of the gradient. Depending on the requirement, you can change the angle of the gradient. Now I am closing. Next, in the hatch option, we have the third method, that is pattern. Pattern is very important for the civil engineers and architects. It is used to show the material detailing, whether that part is made up of concrete, brick or any other material. Click on the pattern. So once you click, here you will have a by default different types of the patterns. Expand this arrow to get the more patterns, and then depending on the requirement, whether that part is made up of concrete or brick, so select that particular hatch pattern and apply. So once you apply, I am just zooming it. So depending on the requirement, I am just changing the angle. Even you can decrease or increase the transparency. So sometimes if the hatch is not fitted to the geometry, even you can increase or decrease the scale. So now I am increasing it. You can make it 3 enter or 4 enter depending on the requirement and hit on close. Once you apply the hatch, if you want to edit, then you can select the hatch and then you can modify into solid, gradient or pattern. So here we have one more option, that is associative. When the associative is on, then in future if I want to increase the geometry, hatch will also increase. I just do Ctrl Z now. I am deleting this hatch and I apply the new hatch. In this case, I just off the associative option and I am closing it. In future, if I increase the radius or diameter of the circle, then hatch will not increase. This is the meaning of the associative. So like this, we can use the hatch gradient option to show the water in the swimming pool. And also, as I told you, here we can use the hatch pattern option to create the material description. Also, in order to create the landscape design with the material, we use the hatch pattern and other types. Let's learn the stretch command. For better understand, I just drawn the two geometry, that is the first geometry and second geometry. The first geometry I have drawn by using the line command. So line is a single entity, press escape. The second geometry is drawn with the help of rectangle command. As you know already, rectangle is nothing but number of lines connected to each other. Press escape. Now if I want to stretch this line to this target of first geometry, then you can click the midpoint. Already we have a stretch option. Click that and then you can stretch it till the target of 1. Make it escape and do Ctrl Z. First geometry, if I want to stretch this line till the target of second, then I am clicking the midpoint of this line and I am going to stretch. But I can't because of the single entity. I just do Ctrl Z. To do the stretch, we have to use the stretch command separately. For that, you click on the modify panel and then click on the stretch option. Or else you go with the shortcut, that is S, enter. Before going to stretch, let me teach you the selection method, that is window selection method and cross selection method. Cross selection method is nothing but you have to click left and then cover the whole object to select. This is how we select the geometry by using cross selection method. Press escape. Now I am going to select the same geometry by window selection method. Window selection method is nothing but you have to click right and then just cover the half of the geometry to select the geometry. So this is how we select the geometry by using window selection method. To apply the stretch command, always we have to select the object by window selection method, that is nothing but right to the left covering. Take the stretch command by pressing S enter, select the object by window selection, click right and cover the little portion of the object, enter, click any point and then stretch till the target. Even so I have a square about 30 by 30. For that I am using the distance command to check the distance. Now the square is about 30 by 30 and if I want to stretch, if I want to make this as 70, then I use stretch command, or else as this is because of the square, so by just clicking the midpoint you will get the stretch by defaultly. Just click that point and give the extra amount, whatever the amount you want to add. So now this become rectangle. You can cross verify by using the distance command. Now it becomes 70. Next command is scale. To get the scale command, you can go to the modify panel and click on the scale, or else you go with the short key, that is SC, enter. Scale is used to enlarges or reduces the selected objects, keeping the proportions of the object even same after the scaling. So I am taking the scale command by pressing S, C, enter. Select the object, which one you want to scale up and enter it. It is asking me to click the base point. Click any base point in such a way that you want to keep that point in the same place. And now in the scale object, we have two types, that is scale factor method and reference method. So if I want to make it double, because origin size of this square is 30 by 30 and if I want to make it double, so I have to give the scale factor, that is 2, enter. To confirm this, you can use the distance command and then check the distance. So this is how we scale up the object by applying the scale factor. Now I just do Ctrl Z to make it undo. I want to scale up this object with the length of this reference length. Then again I use the shortcut, that is SC, enter. Select the object, enter. Click the same base point. Now in this case I just use the reference because I know the reference line. Click on the reference option. It is now asking specify reference length, that is your original length of the square. Even you can give as 30 or else you can select the first point and select the second point. Now click the specify new length. For that I want to click on the points, or else you type P, enter. In this case you have to give the reference length, that is your first point to the second point. Now check the distance of this object by using the distance command. It becomes 40.25, which is same as that of the reference length. Sometimes I just do Ctrl Z again to make it undo. If I want to keep the original object, also if I want to scale up this, then I go to take the scale command, select the object, enter, click the base point. So if I want to keep the copy of the original, then I select the copy. Next you have to select the method, in which method you want to scale up this, whether you want to scale up it by applying the scale factor or reference. You can go with the scale factor now or reference. I am going with the scale factor. I want to make it 3 times more, then I click 3, enter. So now check the distance by using the distance command. Now it becomes 90, that is 3 times than the origin square. The next class we learn the other commands. Thank you.